Be here now. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the invisible world of Jeremy Jonz, where all things are possible when you believe. So hang on, here we go. Let's do this. Hey, if you haven't already, sign up for our Invisible World Inspo letter, which is bespoke inspiration that boosts your day, delivered right to your inbox. You can do that by going to jeremyjones.com, or it's in the show notes. Click on the link to subscribe, and the next one will be heading your way. We're looking right here at the eyes of episode 49. Here be Dragons, part 4. I'm Jeremy Jonz. Obviously, this is the invisible world of Jeremy Jonz, the place where dreamers and makers transcend illusions. So let's jump in. Here we are. What to talk about? Oh no, I'm out of content. What do I do? AI, help. Yeah, right. That's like another 1,000 episodes away till I get to that point. I've just been a little time poor, but I've been budgeting better, and I've been saving up for you. Anyway, if you just listened to the last episode, then you remember where we are. But if not, I got you. Remember the I can't. You'll recall how I eventually successfully descended the double black diamond ski run. Here be Dragons. What an unforgettable adventure. So yeah, I made it back to the lift. Like, now what? And now you and I go to our invisible worlds, where we pull out our notebook, we turn on the game film, and we sit back and we watch the tape back. What illusions did we transcend? Remember the whole bit earlier? A place where dreamers and makers transcend illusions. Well, what do we transcend? Let's drop in. Let's take the lift. Let's see. We start off today on the diamond. Tricked you. Not the double black diamond, but the baseball diamond. Right? That makes sense. I see. You see what I did there? Well, wait. I thought we were talking about skiing. Yes, but Here be Dragons and David Fry happen to be right next to each other in the periodic table. David Fry is a ball player on the Cleveland Guardians professional baseball team, and recently they played and won one of those nail-biting win or go home games. He was what I like to call a blue cruiser. Pro ball player, historically not really a superstar, but still good. Not double black good. So he's cruising around, playing a little third base, playing some first base. People started talking, hey, you're getting a little old for this. We might have a black diamond first baseman to come in and play for you. Up against the wall, might get cut or traded. So, to keep his career going, he learns a new skill, a new position, adds more value, leaves the comfort of the blue runs he knows so well on the mountain, hires a few Todds to guide him, and learns to play a new position, catcher. And then, boom! Rocket launches, and he makes the All-Star team this year. Huge leap. It could have been so easy to say, listen, I at least made it to the pros, made some good coin, not too shabby, but instead he searched around. You say it for me this time. He looked harder. And what did he find in one of the unexplored side rooms? He found a double black all-star catcher. So question, are you looking hard enough? Gosh, that was fun. Let's do another one. Let's do Kristen Faulkner. Man, that one hits home for me on a number of levels. Kristen Faulkner. It might be a stretch to say she was a blue cruiser because she was pretty skilled by any measure. Here she was, a big-time athlete in high school, goes to Harvard, as in Harvard, rose there and wins the championship, as in the championship. And so she's just cruising along. Couple tail grabs off the ski jump, maybe even ski backwards a few times. After Harvard, she joins a private equity venture capital investment firm, advances there. Wow, she's just cruising, unstoppable, attending board meetings, helping source new investments, analyzing market trends, stacking up the SOPs, the ROIs, the LOIs, the KPIs. You know the story, right? Come on, you know. She leaves. Let's go. Drops in, quits her private equity job to go, wait for it, ride bikes, bicycles, road cycling. She picks up the bike in 2017. That was a pretty fun ride, she thinks. And so 4 years later, in 2021, she quits her whole Harvard private equity trajectory, path, success to ride her bike full time. Searching, finding, believing in her double black diamond biking calling. Well, then what, Jonz? Come on, I'm getting there. Then what? You saw it, huh? Are you with me? You remember? You with me? Remember? She tries to make the 24 Olympics, but does not make the first team. And that's when you know she's got to have quite the conversation with the Taoist Famer, right? Like, I thought I quit, and then this, and maybe not. And it's just, she makes backup. Okay, so she makes backup. Maybe not, says the Taoist Famer. And then the front-runner USA rider couldn't go. And so the backup Kristen, she's thrown into the mix. All of a sudden, she finds herself at the 24 Games in Paris. The race starts. And that's when time slows down. It's like it's just her on the side of a steep mountain. Zero expectations. This woman just explodes. She is pedaling her guts out, digging deep, looking harder. Yes, she won the gold medal. But not only that, she was the first American woman since 1984 to do so. Not only that, she won by 58 seconds, which is like a decade in the biking circuit. None of this could have happened had she not left the blue ski runs, the comfort, and the success. When I look at her story, besides the goosebumps that I get, I think the double black diamond moment was not riding and training on the bike. Hard, no doubt. But to me, it was the amount of moxie and courage to leave everything she had worked so hard for, leave the well-groomed runs and the familiar scenery, to duck under the ropes, tap the expert-only signs, and point her skis straight down the mountain. Just imagine if we were at her big house that we all have, right? The big invisible house in the invisible world. She's having late night conversations in the kitchen of her invisible house, different parts of her up late, sitting around the kitchen table, getting a little chippy, debating their cases, and she has to be the judge. All her parts are gathered in the kitchen with just the stove light on in their PJs. Doors across the house have been left open, lights left on, and then one part of her says, But I went to Harvard to go into private equity. All the grades, the studying, the effort, hello, highly coveted, well-paying job. And we're just going to give that up? Jeff just made partner. Tim and Susie just bought a house. Plus, that fat bonus is coming at the end of the year. Then the other part speaks up and counters. But when I ride my bike, I feel alive. Well, that's great. You feel alive. But remember all the hard work, the tutors, the studying in high school, the AP classes, the SATs. And we made it to Harvard. And we crushed Harvard. And then we landed a dream job, dream career. You're telling me we did all of that so we could just get on and ride a bike for 8 hours a day? And another part says, it does sound like a dream path. It's just not my dream path. And then yet another part chimes in. Well, we'll see how much you feel alive when we don't have much money for food and rent. And what about those awful bike seats? Why can't they just make a comfortable seat? They know we're going to be on the bike for hours. They can't just add like a little gel foam to the seat. It's not going to add that much weight. And then worry. Worry's always in the back of the kitchen, hiding in the shadows. But if we quit, then do the bike riding thing and what if we don't ever get a real job again? Then what? I feel lost. Okay, come back to me. So I'm pretty good at research. Reasonable, I dial in the quantum physics and physical theories and so on. And I flipped the chessboard around and I've looked at all the angles. I've concluded that there is no physical way possible that I could ever ski down here, be dragons, and hold that if for me, if I stayed on the blue cruiser runs. You have to leave, Jonz. You must leave the safety of the shore to discover new lands. Leave the swanky PEVC job. Leave the known for the unknown. And for what? To go sweat and fall in the snow? And sweat and fall and maybe even get a little lippy? Go mad and say, I can't! Maybe someday even have, mental breakdown? And get cracked and splintered and bruised? Dude, that's a cool plan. Cool plan. I like it. You know the following to be true. You know it, Jonz. Sometimes you forget it. That's okay. I forgive you. Yet, you still do it every day. Literally. Your foot literally steps on the first staircase step. And to get higher on the stair, what do you have to do? We focus so much on going higher. The goal, up on the next level. Move forward. Be all you can be your best, be your potential. But sometimes I'm still scared. We forget it's only possible to go higher if we leave the first step. You transfer your weight on the lead foot first, which explores the new stair. You trust it, you feel for it. It all happens so quickly now. But when you're 2 years old, dude, that was a super big deal. You took like an hour on each stair, putting your hands down, squatting, getting both feet together before moving on to the next stair. Now look at you, Jonz. You're doing the same thing. It's just time relativity. But you still leave your back foot. You lean forward on that new step, your lead foot. You lean into it. Same process too, where you are on the last step or the middle or the first step. You leave the step. And then you go to the next one. And that's how you get higher. Instead of always thinking about taking the next step up, which can be scary or confusing or overwhelming or high pressure. Sometimes it's easier just to focus on leaving the step that you're at. Give yourself that gift. Think about that when you climb your stairs today, and then spread that principle to all the staircases you are climbing in your life right now. I'm not saying that you have to go on the side of a crazy steep mountain and cry and sweat and fall all over and have expert Todd to save you. I'm just saying we can't be black diamond skiers while we stay in the comfort of the blues. Go wander away from the comfort of the blues. Remember what happens last episode when we get lost. That's when we find ourselves, right? So maybe not all those who wander are lost. Back to Kristen Faulkner. Circle that. Interesting. Bike riding is hard, but doesn't take Harvard skills. Why didn't she just skip the high school cramming, the Harvard pressure, the 2 VC jobs, and just start riding the bike? Wouldn't that have been easier? Wouldn't that have been the right step? You know, high school graduation party. Hey, so what you gonna be doing? Oh, I just got accepted to Harvard. Yes, that was my stretch school. But I'm just gonna go ride my bike for a really long time. Like tomorrow, I'm just gonna ride my bike for like 6 hours. I'm gonna see where that takes me. That's kind of my plan. And then just kind of do that pretty much every day. Was her whole academic and private equity steps, was that a wrong turn? Was it a detour? Or maybe it was the right step to learn how to do hard stuff, real hard, Harvard level hard. Get a top tier private equity job. That's hard. Maybe they were the steps, the sequence of her getting the ready, aim, fire formula down. Maybe we need our steps. Maybe they benefit us. Maybe everything in life is happening for us, not to us. Besides, no one gets to Everest in 3 big leaps. Yet we always try, don't we? Sometimes we even hide and feel embarrassed when we don't make it in 3 leaps. And come on, you're a long-time listener. You've been with me all these years. What would the Taoist Farmer say about this? Reminds me of one of my core beliefs. Every day. I read them every day. This one is, my higher power has a higher plan for me. Even a better plan than I can think up. This is what I want to end at today. Here's the reason for you to listen today. Answer this. What might you be a double black at, but you're suppressing it? Might not even see it because you're feeling the rush of a false positive, of one of those slippery positive illusions. I'm a blue cruiser, baby! Where you think you're a Harvard private equity hotshot, but really there's a bicycling gold medalist in there. Go be a David Fry. Learn a new skill with a different perspective and tools. Go reinvent your art, your startup, your CEO role, your sales job, your new properties. Go Kristen Faulkner and quit your fancy PEVC job and just go wander off and ride your allegorical bike. Those are high-end blue cruiser illusions. You get a nice pat on the back at a dinner party. So, what do? Oh, you know, I work in private equity venture capital. Oh, not too shabby. For one person, they need to stop riding their bike and they need to go after the VC job. And for the other person, they need to quit the VC job and ride every day. And it's about knowing you and what you are built for and what you truly want to accomplish on this first place trophy Earth while you still have the time. If nothing else, just be open-minded. I didn't even know that day that I met Todd that I was going to be on a double black. I was just open-minded. I had the good fortune of a Todd showing up. I bet you have some Todds. They tune out your nonsensical can't. They see your double black diamond soul power. This is what I want to end at. What rooms have you not explored in your big invisible house? Go throw open some doors. Go deeper. It took me 40 odd years to open that door and see that skier was in me. Crazy. It turns out I'm actually not a blue cruiser after all. What other seductive illusions can you transcend if you just look harder? So for today's page in the playbook, run this play. Start where you are, do what you can, use what you have. Question your positive stories you're spreading. They may sound good, but still might not be true. Leave the comfort of those blue runs you know so well. Take the lift up. Go wander. Find a Todd. Go fall. Go do the weird go hunchback sideways maneuver. There's a whole amazing, stunning side of a mountain you didn't even know was there. When I see someone blow past me and slay a dragon on a double black, it's so inspiring. What's your dragon? Go drop into it. Go bet on yourself, Jonz. Facts, bro. Because the world needs who you were meant to be. So be it. But wait, there's more. If you haven't already, subscribe free to the Invisible World Inspo letter, which is bespoke inspiration to boost your day. A read it in a minute lift delivered right to your inbox. Click the link in the show notes, and there goes the boom.